Mistake number 3, poor letting contact. You are at high risk of losing business at the letting stage. There's 2 main areas of weakness in your business is stuff-ups or mistakes. You're at risk of losing the business, and that depends on the loyalty and the strength of relationship that you've built. Depends on how well it rides through those type of situations. And the other one, of course, is letting time. You're at risk of losing the property if you don't get the property rented in a time frame that the client thinks suitable. I just want you to remember that if you are not keeping in regular contact with the client, they automatically think you are doing nothing. Who's experienced that before? But if you are not keeping in contact with your client, they automatically think you are sitting on your hands and doing nothing about it and don't care. You have to keep in contact to stop that mindset. It will automatically be there. So call and or email your client at least twice a week when the property is vacant or pending vacant. Even leading up to the point of where it is vacating, the landlord is starting to get stressed because they're thinking about the extra money they may have to come up with to cover the mortgage. And we need to be respectful of that and keep in regular contact. Now, reducing the rent. Is everyone okay with saying to the landlord, we've got to reduce the rent? We don't want to keep the property vacant if the rent is too high. We need to be saying to the landlord, Mr. Landlord, we need to rent it, get the rent down. Sometimes renting it at 95% market value is far better than a high rent. Do we agree? Yes. All right, it's far better getting something than getting nothing. Give your client honest feedback from prospective tenants. Get honest about it. Mr. Landlord showed 5 people through last week and this is what they said. And be very clear on that. Landlords want honest, clear feedback, no sugarcoating. You will ride out a longer vacancy with the more communication you give. So, if the vacating period, the vacate period or the empty period is long, your communication has to be high if you're going to ride that through. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You're going to get a letter or a phone call saying, I'm giving the property to the agent down the road. And you're going to get upset about it. But that will likely not occur, or the length of time that you'll keep the property will be very long. With the more contact that you give, if the landlord can see that you have done your absolute very, very best, they will then think it's simply the market. All right, which it should be in that situation, and that you've done your very best, and they'll ride it through until the point that you find a good tenant and away you go.